It's a coherence, a way to learn concepts in harmony. Hello friends, today you're going to master square numbers, or as we simply call them, squares. But before we dive into the math, I want to show you a secret about squared numbers. For this, consider following 4 blocks of unit length. These 4 blocks can be drawn as a perfect square shape. In short, we can say, number 4 can be arranged in a perfect square using 2 vertical and 2 horizontal blocks. Now we will consider 5 blocks of unit length and will try to arrange them in a perfect shape. And here we cannot arrange these 5 blocks in a perfect square shape. In short, we can say, number 5 cannot be arranged in a perfect square using 5 blocks. Thus, some numbers can actually be drawn as perfect shapes like number 4, and some numbers cannot be drawn as perfect shapes like number 5. Now, let's observe something interesting about 9 and 16. Just like before, these 9 blocks can be rearranged to form a larger, perfect square. Essentially, the number 9 is a perfect square because it fits perfectly into a 3 by 3 perfect square. Even more, let's look at 16 blocks. Even with more units, they snap together to form a symmetrical 4 by 4 shape. Thus, 16 is also a perfect square, composed of 4 by 4 blocks. Finally, let's look at our largest set, 25 unit blocks. Even with 25 individual pieces, they shift together to form a grand 5 by 5 square. In conclusion, 25 is also a perfect square, as it forms a perfect square. Before we define square numbers, let us observe something interesting. Let us recall the perfect squares we have discovered so far. 4, 9, 16 and 25. 2 times 2 or simply 2 squared equals 4. 3 times 3, 3 squared equals 9. 4 times 4, 4 squared equals 16. 5 times 5, 5 squared equals 25. What do you notice? Each of these numbers is formed by multiplying a number by itself. In general, we write this as n squared equals n times n. Therefore, a square number is a number obtained by multiplying a number by itself. Mathematically, we write this n times n and pronounced as n squared. When we write n squared, we place a small 2 above the letter n. This small 2 is called a superscript. It tells us that n is multiplied by itself. Let us take an example. What is 6 squared? 6 squared means 6 multiplied by itself. So we write 6 times 6. And 6 times 6 equals 36. Now let's check your understanding with the following multiple choice questions. Let's consider a question about squared numbers. Which of the following numbers is a perfect square? Option A 12, Option B 18, Option C 25, Option D 30. The correct answer is option C 25. Now let's consider another multiple choice question about squared numbers. What is the square of 8? Option A 15, Option B 56, Option C 64, Option D 80. The correct answer is option C, 64. Now that you know the basics, here is a challenge. Is 1225 a perfect square? What about 3481? Checking large numbers manually takes forever. But don't worry. In our next video, I'll show you a foolproof method to identify any perfect square in seconds. Thank you for watching this introduction to square numbers. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next lesson. We'll see you there.